All right, welcome everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Alex Scott. I'm the program director here at the Northwest region. Today is a day of celebration and achievement. We gather here with full hearts to honor the graduation of our exceptional service dog teams. Each of our service dogs, from the day they were born to the first day with their puppy raisers and up until this point, have been on a path to becoming a source of support and companionship to their future handler. This transformation would not have been possible without the love, dedication, and hard work of so many people. Thank you to all of our incredible volunteers, including our national and regional board members, puppy raisers, breeder caretakers, dog walkers, and those that serve our team lunches. Thank you to our dorm caretaker, Andrea. Thank you to our generous donors who make it possible for us to provide these life-changing dogs at no cost to our clients. None of this would be achievable without the exceptional expertise of our trainers and staff. Your hard work, patience, and compassion form the cornerstone of our program, and your commitment to making a difference in the lives of these dogs and the people they serve is truly inspiring. Thank you to Joanna Audico, Ken Reed, and Marissa Raddick, and to some of our staff from our South Central region, Mackenzie McGuire and Dan Rawlings, for leading these classes. Across our organization, our philanthropy, administrative, facility, kennel, program, CEDC, and veterinary teams work tirelessly to ensure every service dog is perfectly matched with its future handler. These service dogs are trained to offer more than just physical assistance. They provide emotional support, comfort, and a sense of security to those in need. Their presence will undoubtedly enhance the quality of life for their handlers and everyone they meet. To the families and friends of our graduates, thank you for your unwavering support through this journey. Congratulations to all. Now, please direct your attention to the screen and enjoy the celebratory video.
Push. Yes.
Good, we're all ready. I'm having a hard time with them.
All right, thanks everyone for being here today. What a wonderful video to celebrate our 7 new teams graduating today. My name is Mackenzie, and I am an apprentice instructor from the South Central region in Dallas, Texas. And I've had the opportunity to travel here to finish up a placement. With that, I would like to introduce Wallace. Wallace is no stranger to canine companions, having had 3 service dogs previously. She has integrated her past 3 service dogs into her day-to-day activities in unique and creative ways. It has been amazing to watch her this week to already see the ways her new partner will help her. Today, she is graduating with her 4th service dog, Hamlin II. Hamlin came into professional training, and all it took was one look at him to see he was a special dog. He could walk into any room and catch the attention of everyone there. He took the training like he was born to be a service dog, jumped right into the scales of professional training, and wanted to help in any way he could. For a special dog like this, we knew just the person. Wallace is looking forward to Hamlin giving back her independence she lost when her prior service dog retired by helping her conserve energy through propelling her wheelchair with pull, retrieving a variety of objects, including her phone from a distance if she needs help, speak to become her voice when in trouble, and more, all in American Sign Language. Wallace has shared that Hamlin will give her confidence, physical assistance, and peace of mind that she will be safe and, most of all, independence, just as her past service dogs have. Hamlin was raised by Grace Mirabelle of Newton, Louisiana, in FCI Three Rivers. Grace could not join us today to pass the leash, so I'll pass the leash in her place. Congratulations, Successor Service Team Wallace and Hamlin. And now I'd like to pass it off to fellow instructor Joe to present our next graduates.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Joe Tico, and I'm a senior instructor here at Canine Companions. And it's been my honor to be one of the instructors for this class of March 2025, specifically our Service Dogs for Veterans class. Now, I say this almost every graduation, but I feel it is especially true for this class. I am always so unbelievably proud at the way my students transform from novice handlers who are uncertain and nervous to ask a dog to sit to graduates who know that with their feedback and guidance to their dogs, the sky is truly the limit on what they can do together. Sheila and Tony have been such wonderful and attentive students to have in class. Both of them are meticulous and want to make sure they get things exactly so in order to do right by their dogs and their training. I know that as they approached their practical test with their dogs, they were extremely nervous, but as the person who was grading them, I would never have known that as they projected such cool confidence in what they and their dogs are capable of. I know both of these teams have great things in store for them as they continue to strengthen their bond and learn new things together. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to these two new teams. First, I'd like to invite Sheila up to the front. Sheila has been placed with service dog Winifred V. Sheila came to class looking for a dog that would pick up dropped items, provide deep pressure, and interrupt anxious behaviors. More than that, she came to class looking for what we affectionately describe as a Velcro dog. Winifred is ever so happy to take up the mantle as Sheila's shadow. Winifred's calm and careful demeanor while working is a perfect match for Sheila's personality, and her silly wiggles and pep in her step while playing bring a huge smile to Sheila's face. We are so excited to see all of the future travel and adventures that these two will embark on together. Winifred is being presented today by her puppy raiser, Kim Jadamzik of Walnut Creek, California. Winifred was the second puppy she's raised, and she is currently working on number 3. Congratulations, service team Sheila and Winifred. I know. Next, I'd like to invite Tony up to the front. Tony has been placed with service dog Hugh III. Tony came to class looking for a dog that would interrupt nightmares and anxious behaviors, turn on lights from a distance, and provide sweet and calming interactions by laying across his lap. Hugh is a goofy giant whose eagerness to learn and offer behavior is matched only by his endearing clumsiness and tendency to bonk his head on tables when standing up. A habit that let Tony learn that sometimes Hugh is pronounced, huh? Tony is excited to continue teaching Hugh new behaviors, and we know this team is going to have such a joyful time working together. Hugh is being presented today by his puppy raiser, Leslie McAllister of Portland, Oregon. He is the first puppy she has raised. Congratulations, service team, Tony and Hugh. All right, it is now my honor to introduce the incomparable Ken Reed, our hearing dog instructor.
Hello. Dog hair. Did I kiss the dog before I came in here? Maybe. Like Joe said, my name is Ken Reed, and I've had the honor of being the instructor for this graduating class of new hearing dog teams. We are blessed to have a beautiful day with blue skies, blooming trees, and nesting birds, quite different than the last hearing dog graduation ceremony we had. Most of you weren't able to be here. We were experiencing torrential rains and flooding here on campus, so we had to quickly find a venue at the last minute. So we ended up in a cold, semi-furnished barn, along with live turkeys in cages. As it turns out, despite what could have been a disastrous experience for everyone, it became a warm, intimate, and very special day for everyone, including the turkeys. While today we don't have any barnyard animals sharing the space with us, we do share the same warm, supportive community that makes all of our graduations so special. And let's welcome 4 new hearing dog teams to that community, shall we? Let's meet the first hearing dog graduating student, and that is Anne. You can stay right there for now. Anne and her new hearing dog are well matched in their upbeat and active energy. They will enjoy hiking and skiing trips together. Since Anne is active in her church and her local Rotary Club, she now has a new partner in those things also. She works in realty and with a home office is looking forward to being more aware of door knocking, doorbells, her husband calling her name, and many general sounds when she is out in public. Anne is matched with the ever enthusiastic Dot III. During her training, Dot has left more than her fair share of bruises on my leg when she alerted me to sounds with her very insistent nudges to get my attention. Anne, would you join me up front? Dot is being presented to Anne by her puppy raisers, Colby Conrad from Sacramento, California, and Kathleen Presswood from Yuba City, California. Congratulations, hearing dog team, Anne and Dot. Let me introduce you to Jim. Jim is what we call a successor. That means he has had a Canine Companions hearing dog before. In 2012, he graduated with Doreen. Sadly, after many years of partnership with Jim, she passed. Jim has been a great volunteer and ambassador for Canine Companions, doing many public events and supporting other graduates and puppy raisers. His beloved Doreen was small and mighty, and this time we have matched Jim with Haas the Fourth. As his name implies, Haas is large, gentle, and mellow. I'm sure that he and Jim will also be great ambassadors for Canine Companions over the years. Jim, would you join me up front? Haas was raised by an inmate at the Coffee Creek Women's Correctional Facility in Oregon. Do you know they have raised about 170 puppies for us right now? On behalf, was that right? 270. If you didn't hear that, Jim said, I'll take one. On behalf of the puppy raisers, presenting Haas to Jim is Heather Omar. Congratulations, Hearing Dog Team Jim and Haas. And now let me introduce you to Johnny. As a teacher, I have to say, Johnny is the type of student that teachers all hope for. He has been so engaged and was taking so many notes and asking so many clarifying questions that the other students often checked with him if they had questions about things that I had said. After this, he is heading back to his life with his girlfriend, 2 cats, and his career as a librarian, specializing in deaf services in the library system. We have chosen to match Johnny with a spunky cutie named Marnie the Fourth. While she hadn't been the original dog we matched Johnny with, she stepped right up when we decided to make a change and swap her in. Even though that was almost a week into the class, Marnie said, "Stand back, I got this." And indeed she does. Johnny, would you join me up front? Marnie is being presented to Johnny by her puppy raisers, Sappho and Roger Curtis of Walnut Creek, California. Congratulations, Hearing Dog Team, Johnny and Marnie. And now let me tell you a little bit about Jordan. Her history with canine companions started when she was in college and she became a puppy raiser. The puppy she raised, Alpine, went on to graduate as a service dog. Thank you, Jordan. During the second week of this class, Jordan was joined by her husband, Daniel, and is now looking forward to heading home to Michigan with her own service dog, who will alert her to many sounds she can't hear, including the crying of her new child. The dog we have chosen to take on that role is the very capable Melanie III. Interesting, Melanie was donated to Canine Companions by the Pacific Assistance Dog Society in Canada through a relationship we've had with them for many years. Jordan, would you join me up front? Melanie is being presented to Jordan by her puppy raiser, Nancy Rignell from Bainbridge, Washington. She shared the raising with Pam Cole and Norris Washington, and we thank them all. Congratulations, Hearing Dog Team Jordan and Melanie. And now I'm pleased to be able to make a very special introduction. In addition to our 4 real students, we had a 5th mock student. So Shannon is a puppy raiser. She has been our dorm caretaker for several years, and now she is beginning her new position as an apprentice instructor. In order to gain insight and experience, she agreed to participate in this hearing dog team training class as if she were a real hearing dog student. For the last 2 weeks, she has worn noise-canceling headphones as a way to simulate hearing loss. She was able to find out what it might be like to navigate the world as a person who is deaf and hard of hearing. So while she isn't being presented with a hearing dog of her own, I'm sure she has gained valuable experience that will be valuable both to her and canine companions throughout her future career. Shannon, would you join us up front? Congratulations and thank you, apprentice instructor Shannon. And now I'll ask Alex to return up to the microphone for a very special presentation.
Canine Companions has a long history of supporting our military members and veterans by placing expertly trained service dogs with them free of charge since our founding in 1975. As part of that commitment, we present a Veterans Challenge coin to every veteran graduate as a symbol of appreciation and shared service. This year, we'll be presenting all veterans with a special commemorative 50th Anniversary Challenge coin. Today, I have the privilege of presenting this challenge coin to two of our graduates, Sheila, who honorably served in the United States Air Force, and Tony, who honorably served in the United States Army. Sheila and Tony, if you could please come up and join me. On behalf of Canine Companions and as a fellow Marine Corps veteran myself, thank you for your service and congratulations on this next chapter with Winifred and Hugh. At this time, I'd like to invite one of our class speakers, Johnny with Hearing Dog Marty.
Hello, everyone. I'm very nervous. I'm speaking on behalf of our hearing dog class, Jim, Jordan, Shannon, Ann, and myself. Thank you for coming today, whether it's in person or virtually over the stream. My name is Johnny Palmer, and I'm graduating today from Canine Companions with Marty the Fourth. A little bit about me. I have a bilateral sensory neural severe to profound hearing loss in both ears, and I wear a hearing aid on my left ear and a cochlear implant on my right ear. I currently live in Novato, which is about 30 minutes or so south of here, and I work as a librarian at the San Francisco Public Library in a very small department called the Deaf Services Center. I first found out about Canine Companions at a convention for people with hearing loss in 2014 in Austin, Texas. I attended a workshop where I saw dogs do some of the coolest things I had ever seen. From then on, the seed was planted. I thought for years about how great it would be to have a dog to work with every day who would also help me address some of the insecurities and safety concerns that I have as a person with hearing loss. I finally started my application in 2021, and was invited to this team training at the end of February 2025 into March. Anxiously awaiting my team training assignment, I thought and worried for weeks about what these 2 weeks would be like. Were they going to be super hard? Would I be good enough to earn a service dog? Could I maybe even make friends? To my immense relief, team training has been one of the absolute greatest experiences of my life. The training was really tough at times, but extremely rewarding. I worked hard, learned as much as I possibly could, and after a few days, I was met with learning. A week ago today, my life changed completely, and I fell in love. I look at Marnie, and I see all of the adventures, work, and love that we're going to share together, and I am beyond excited for that. Marnie is going to be an extremely bright light in my life, especially when I've grown pretty lonely in the last few years. She'll be joining me throughout my day at work and at home with my girlfriend Michelle and our 2 cats, Winston and Luna. I'm very excited to show Marnie some of my favorite places, introduce her to my loved ones and friends, and of course, keep working hard so that we're both at the top of our game. She's going to help me with some important areas of my life, but I also hope that I can be the best possible partner and companion for her as well. Life has not been very easy, but having the reassurance of Marnie by my side, I feel like I can handle anything that comes at me. I cannot say enough about how valuable these 2 weeks have been, and I owe a gigantic part of that to my friends in our class. I've gotten to have some really amazing conversations with my classmates, and I can genuinely say that we have some incredible people in our class. We've shared meals together, played board games and card games, and bonded over our shared life experiences. I'm so lucky to have gotten to know each of these people better as we've shared in this experience. The community and camaraderie that we've built over these weeks is second to none, and I'm looking forward to checking in every so often to see how their dogs are doing and hopefully taking some visits with Marnie before too long. As hearing dog students, we taught our dogs to alert us to sounds from the very beginning of the program. One of the first examples, which was really fun, was teaching our dogs to touch their nose to our fist with the command of boop. Of course, this didn't go as planned right away. We used live captioning in our class, and for some reason, the captions kept making mistakes and insisting that we say poop, which I'm pretty sure we definitely didn't want the dogs to do in the middle of our class on command. That was hilarious, and we kept going back to that with a laugh throughout the rest of the program. This is Canine Companion's 50-year anniversary, and living on campus for the whole 2 weeks has shown me in detail how amazing and important this organization is. This is unbelievable, from the beautiful campus, the welcoming dorms, and everything in between. Plus, there's puppies in the windows. How can you beat that? I want to say a quick thank you to all the staff on campus who make this place run, from the puppy raisers, the vet techs, the donors, the instructors, groundskeepers, volunteers helping on campus and making lunch every day, caretakers, and staff in the administration building. Specifically, I'd like to thank Ken, Marissa, Shannon, Joe, and Andrea. Thank you so much for being such a fantastic leadership team for our 2 classes and for providing support when it was very much needed. I'd like to point out Shannon again, right here. Shannon is a teacher instructor for Canine Companions, as Ken mentioned, and she went through the entire program with our hearing class. And again, as Ken mentioned, she was wearing noise-canceling headphones and sometimes cotton balls in her ears. She fully immersed herself in what it would be like to experience 2 weeks as a person with hearing loss. And I think that is so important. I thank Canine Companions for allowing their instructors to train and simulate each of their programs. I think that stepping into somebody else's shoes for a day, a week, 2 weeks, whatever it may be, is incredibly powerful. And I think that more people should attempt to do that in their lives. If we all took the time to do this, the world would be a much better place. Thank you to Canine Companions for the opportunity of a lifetime, the opportunity for me to learn and grow, and for my Marnie. I'll be forever thankful for that. Thank you.
Thanks, Johnny. At this time, I'd like to welcome up our other class speaker, Tony, with Service Dog View.
That was an awesome speech, and now I have to follow it. Good afternoon, everyone. What a beautiful day it is here to celebrate our new partnerships. I'm sure many of us here have had an end of day meeting that went way too long because of that one guy that always had a question. I was that one guy during training. So if I start running too long, someone just give me that look, and I'll probably need another 5 or 10 minutes. Just kidding. It has truly been a long 2 weeks, but I wouldn't have wanted to be anywhere else but here, learning how to be the best handler I could be for Hugh. You see, during my time in the Army, I learned that the mission is what always comes first, and I was only the second most important. I've struggled with worrying so much more about other people, and I never took the time to take care of myself. Selfless service may be an honorable life to live, but without self-care, it's an impossible one, especially in service when you deal with so much trauma. Outwardly, and to most people, I pretend like my trauma's made me stronger, like I can handle whatever life throws at me. But the truth is, I can't do it alone. My wife, Ari, and I have gone through so much together, things that I wouldn't wish anyone to go through. I've lost close friends during my time in service, through war, and to suicide. I've lost time and memories that I could have had with my children. But worst of all, I lost a son in the most traumatic way that I could imagine. In January 2016, my wife, Ari, and I were driving home to San Antonio after finally visiting family in California for the first time in years. We'd celebrated the holidays, but we were most excited about Ari's pregnancy with our second child. After complications along the drive, we were forced to stop in El Paso at the labor and delivery unit at William Beaumont Medical Army Center. And at this point, she was only 23 weeks along in her 40-week pregnancy. Now, this wasn't the first time we had experienced prematurity. Our oldest son, now 10, our miracle baby, and you'd never guess that he ever had any medical issues, was born at 24 weeks. And then after 156 days in the NICU, he came home with us. And now he runs around, and you'd never be able to tell. But as you can imagine, in this moment, fear was already setting in. We were repeating what we had already gone through. But what was yet to come was even worse than we could have imagined. The military doctors that we were supposed to be able to trust at that time made some errors. And as I stood at the foot of the bed, holding our 2-year-old son at the time, I helplessly watched as the doctor accidentally inflicted a fatal wound to my newborn son. The next day, I got a call from my platoon sergeant who told me the mission comes first, and I needed to come back to work or I would face consequences. So as a soldier, I went back to work and was assigned to the mother-baby unit to take care of healthy mothers and newborns. I compartmentalized everything, as many service members do. But in doing so, all of my emotions turned off. Years later, we finally thought about when we finally thought that we had caught a break in life, I broke down. I stopped being able to be alone, and I started reliving that loss almost every night. Although my wife and children loved being there for me, I also started to feel like a burden on them. They constantly had to stop whatever they were doing to come be with Dad because I was spiraling. So Ari started looking into a service animal for me to be with me and help me find my independence again. At that time, it was always just an idea, but then I took my son to my youngest son to the Sutter Radiology Department in Sacramento, and I met a beautiful service dog named Feather wearing a Canine Companions vest. And I immediately sat down and put in an application right there. I had finally seen a small glimpse of hope in my life. A few years later, and here I am, getting the opportunity to stop feeling like a burden on my family. My wife Ari was here with me the first couple of days so that I didn't have to be alone. And then Joe pre-matched me with Hugh, and I wasn't alone anymore. It took her a while to pre-match us after her dramatic pause. But when she told us, I experienced the first moment in years where I wasn't afraid, and I was actually a little excited inside. Since that moment, every day working with Hugh has made me more and more confident that things are going to be okay for me. I'm hopeful that with him, I will finally be able to go to Disneyland with my family and not have to pull my kids away from the things they're excited to do just to calm down. When I get to work in the morning, I won't have to be afraid to walk into an empty building alone when I'm the first one there. I'll be able to go to the grocery store and not be constantly on guard. Like you guys saw in my slideshow, my mind has been my prison, but Hugh is my freedom. To my wife, Ari, I would not be here without you and your constant love and support. To my family, my dad, who's here today, though I have not explicitly shared my problems, you've always offered. You've always offered compassion, care, and comfort whenever I've needed it most. To the trainers, the volunteers, staff at Canine Companions, Andrea, and especially Joe, who's the best trainer here. I'm not biased at all. You are not just changing lives, you are saving them. What you do here is more than just training service dogs. You're giving people like me a reason and a way to keep moving forward. To my fellow recipients, Sheila, Jim, Ann, Jordan, and Johnny, I know the road here hasn't been easy, but today we take a step forward, not alone, but with a partner who will work beside us every step of the way. To any of my fellow veterans suffering from PTSD who may watch this in the future, you are not alone. My story may be different from yours, but there is hope. My mind, as I said, was a prison for me, and for me, Hugh is my freedom. And you will find your freedom too. And to our graduates, these incredible dogs, thank you. You are more than just companions. You're heroes in your own right. You give us strength when we feel weak, keep us aware of our surroundings, give us courage when we feel afraid, and love when we need it most. Today is not just a graduation, it's a beginning, a new chapter filled with hope, resilience, and unwavering loyalty of our four-legged friends. Thank you.
How do I follow that up? All right. So once again, congratulations to all of our graduates. We are so excited for each and every one of you. If you are a graduate, puppy raiser, or family member, one of our national board members, Chris Kittredge, has offered to take photos of you outside down that hallway in just a few minutes. Whether you're viewing the live stream from home or attending in person, thank you for joining us to celebrate these newly graduated teams. For those of you here in person, please feel free to stay behind and enjoy some refreshments over at this table. Thank you all.